here is the review of Transformers Generations Windblade, who is the fan-made character. So, as you can see, she is a jet, and it does look cool, but my only problem with her in jet mode is these here, which are her robot mode legs, because they just like, they're just on top of the jet mode. And as you can already tell from here, she's really hollow. But there's nothing you could do to fill in this here. Well, on the bottom here, she does have this thing here, which is going to become her sword in robot mode. And it does store here. But if you remove it, she becomes even more hollow. And the way her sword stores in is on the bottom here. She has a hole right here that this peg goes into. And it sort of fills it in, but as you can see, it's still really hollow. And for features, she only has one retractable landing gear, and that is on the front here, that you can flip up. And she does have two more on the back, but these are just molded in. Oh, and no, these wheels here on the back and the front don't roll, because these are just molded in. And another feature that she has is these VTOL turbines here. What you can do with these is you can bring these down so you can have that look. if you want to. Oh, and these turbines do spin. And that's about it for the features. And she does come with a... Oh, I forgot to mention that this generation's Windblade is part of the Thrilling 30th line, which means she comes with the comic book, like all the other Thrilling 30th figures. And here it is. And this is from Dark Cybertron Chapter 8, called Burning Bright. And she does have the translucent yellow cockpit here. So the jet mode looks great, but my only problem with it is it's really hollow. And that's about it for the vehicle mode. So now to transform her, you of course want to remove the sword here and the sheath. And set it off to the side. And now to get started, you want to well first make sure the front landing gear is retracted. Take the nose cone and the cockpit and untap it and fold it all the way back. Then you want to take these here, and which are the back fins, and untap them. And then untap these and bring these out. And these go into these holes here, into these pegs here, and these hook tabs here go into here. So you just bring these out, and on the back you want to separate the tail fin, and then you want to take halves of the tail fin and rotate them. Well, you want to take halves of the tail fin here and rotate them this way, so that way the heel here, which is going to help her support her balance, is facing this way. And then you just fold it down. Then take her legs here and bring them all the way down. And these red tabs are going to go into these holes here. And then you do the same on the other side. Then you just take her waist and rotate it around. Then you want to take her chest here. Well, her chest and her arms, because his arms, well, her arms are connected to her waist, her chest, and bring them down, so that way you can take her head here and flip it around and then close it back up. Then bring her arms up. And for her arms, you want to untap them from these pegs into the bottom of her hands, and then you want to take the back wings here and flip them up and position these out. And you can also angle the wings out from these hinge joints. And you also want to take her shoulder pads and flip them up. And you're done. And she does look great, but my only problem with her, like a lot of other reviewers, is that she has problems trying to stand up. Because her heels don't like lock into place anywhere. I mean, they still do hold up with no problems. But if you like angle these forward just a little bit, she sometimes tends to fall over. But the rest of her robot mode does look great. She has a lot more red on her, and she even has a little bit of blue on her chest here, which are these two, and more on her wrists here. And also she has more paint on her face. With a little bit of gold on the front of her face, and also this piece, which does do something in robot mode, but we'll get to that in the accessories. And she even has some red and black on her face here. And a little bit more black on her chest here. And and she even has a little bit of more black on her legs and her feet, which y'all already saw in the vehicle mode. And for articulation, head is on a ball joint, but well, yeah, her head is on a ball joint, but it gets hindered by these collar pieces. And the base of the neck is on a hinge joint. Ball joint at the arms, and you can position these shoulder pads down to get the to give the arms more range out. Bicep swivel, elbow, wrist swivel, waist swivel, ball joint at the legs, thigh swivel, which is a bit limited. Well, I mean, really limited. Knee, and that's it. And you can position the wings however you want. And for accessories, the only accessory that she comes with is, of course, her sheath and her sword. And you can pull out her sword out of this sheath. And the blade here has the purple here that fades in to the clear plastic here of the blade. And it even has a little turbine here on both sides. And you can slide it into her hand. And the sheath can attach onto either one of these holes on these red parts here into these pegs here. And it does hold on, but it's not really secure. So be mindful of that. Oh, and this piece here that I was telling y'all in the articulation, you can remove this you can remove this from this tab and that hole. And you can fit it into her hand here. And you can have it as like a fan. It doesn't hold in like super secure. But just don't knock it out. Well, be careful not to knock this out. So, final thoughts. The veal commode that does look great, but my only problem with it is that it is really hollow when you look at it from the top, and also her legs here they just sit on the top of the jet. And the robot mode does look great, but my only problem with it is, like with all the other reviewers, is that she doesn't stand up really well. You just have to make sure that these don't like fold up, because if these do, she's gonna have a hard time trying to stand up. So, I think that's about it. So, there you have it. Transformers Generations Thrilling 30th Windblade. And if you like this video, give me a like, comment, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.